Just a moment. Okay, assignment is what is asked to be done of you by the professor. So a professor tells you, okay, Joseph, my name is Joseph, or Ahmed or Muhammad, please read the following book and then give me a summary of the chapter 11. Okay, read this book, give me a summary of chapter 11. This is an assignment. This is something that you are needed to do in order to maybe gain marks in the test. Okay, he might be giving you a deadline. A deadline is that the time at which an assignment must be delivered, or before which, to be more accurate. Okay, before which an assignment must be delivered. Okay, so here we are. What about exam? Very clear. Test, very easy. Okay. By the way, when you are going to a test, your name is candidate. You are someone who is allowed to take the test and who is trying to pass the test. Candidates are also is also used to call maybe people who are applying for the elections. So next year in 2016, okay, I believe there will be 2 candidates, one from the Republican and one from the Democratic Party. Okay, every candidate will have to run, and the candidate who wins becomes president. Maybe. What about pass, fail, and so on? Okay, you can get an A or a B or a C or a D or an F. Okay, all of these marks are, I'm not sure if now. Okay, now these marks can have a label. So let's say that I would like to start from the top here. A can be a distinction. I'm just drawing here. Okay, A can be a distinction, right? You are extraordinarily good. Okay, you are very good. Okay, B, some people consider it to be very good. All right, then good. If you get the lowest mark possible to pass a course, you simply pass. But if not, you fail. Okay? Sorry to break it to you like this, people, but yeah, there are marks in universities abroad, and you have to take a look at these. Okay? So again, we have the item description, striped, pinstripes. Pinstripes are very thin stripes. Very thin stripes. Checkered, checked or checkered. Right? I have taken a look. Right? The British pronunciation is checkered with a Q. Alright? But the American is check with a CK. Alright? And something else, whenever you write a check for someone in British English, okay, this is a check. But American English, it's a check. For same pronunciation, different spellings. By the way, you can use any spelling you want. Check. You can use this. Okay. You can use this one in the test whenever you are during your writing task, or you can use check this one. But of course, you can use the American or the British pronunciation. It doesn't matter, just as long as you stick to it during the entire test. Okay. If you write this, then switch to this, then switch to that, and so on and so forth, you lose marks. Right? The same thing goes for the British, the speaking test. If you say, for example, this word. Okay? Advertisement. If you pronounce this advertisement, this is the British pronunciation, advertisement. But Americans call it advertisement. Okay? In one of the tests that I have taken, I lost half a mark from 8 to 7.5, which is a terrible score for me. Okay? I'm used to getting 8. I like this. I lost half a mark because I used advertisement once, then advertisement the next time. Alright, so pay enough attention not to change your dialect, not to change your way of spelling or pronunciation. Alright, so this is the assignments and so on and so forth. Let's move on to something else, the types of lessons you are expected to receive during during your time in the university. You can have a lecture. Okay? Lectures are given by professors in large, very large rooms. Okay? They are not simply rooms, they are auditoriums. Okay? A simple auditorium. An auditorium is that very large room in which a doctor stands next to the board here. Okay? And then we have rows and rows and rows of seats, okay, all of them looking at the board at one doctor. I mean, this auditorium can have anywhere between 500 and 800 students. All right, so this is an auditorium. What about the younger professors or the people, all right, that give you a small, we call it music section, okay? They teach a very small section of students, okay, 60, of course that's a large section, but we're talking about 30 or less people, right, perhaps even less, right? He's called a tutor, which of course means that he is giving a tutorial, all right? So a tutor gives a tutorial and a professor teaches a lecture. By the way, do not mistake this word, professor. Okay? It's not double F, it's one F, two S's. Alright? One F, two S's. I see that mistake a lot. Of course, it's not worth wasting marks just because these are of these mistakes. Okay? What about a guest lecturer? A guest? He is someone who is not your professor, but he comes to the university just once, okay, to give something called a seminar. A seminar. A seminar is a lecture given by a professor for one time and is usually attended by lots and lots of people. Alright? Alright, so this concludes our small lesson here about what you should expect from a university in terms of books, okay, in terms of maybe things related to assignments and marks and so, okay, and then these types of lessons. Alright, let's get back here to our lesson here. I really hope you marked your answers because if you have not, we have certainly forgotten what each of these questions answers are. Anyway, let's play the recording again, and this time please pay attention to these writings here. Please have them or note them down on your paper so that you can take a look at, or shall we say, let's just play the recording again and then pay attention to these recordings, expressions. Some of the expressions are not in the recordings. I'm just adding from my own lexicon or my what I prepared for you outside the lecture.
Track 13. Conversation 1. Sandra, are you going to play any sport this season? You know, for one of the university teams?
No, I don't think so. I played basketball last year for the uni. It was fun, but it really cut into my time. I've got so many lectures this year that I thought I'd focus on my studies a bit more.
Yes, I can understand that. But I'm on a partial sports scholarship, so I'm more or less obliged to sign up for the rowing, and that will involve training 3 mornings a week, plus giving up Saturdays for the competitions.
Well, count me out, but good luck with it all the same.
Conversation 2.
Let's play conversation 1 again, right? And then I'll mark the words used in that conversation.
I'm after a book by Patrick.
Sport this season, you know, for one of the university.
Okay.
Conversation 1.
Sandra, are you going to play any sport this season? You know, for one of the university teams?
No, I don't think so. I played basketball last year for the uni. It was fun, but it really cut into my time. I've got so many lectures this year that I thought I'd focus on my studies a bit more.
Yes, I can understand that. But I'm on a partial sports scholarship, so I'm more or less obliged to sign up for the rowing, and that will involve training 3 mornings a week, plus giving up Saturdays for the competitions.
Well, count me out, but good luck with it all the same.
So as we continue, it appears that they are not talking about the yes, she said that she wants to go for the competition, okay? But the sports are not competitive, it's time consuming. Alright? Let's get back here and then carry on for the second conversation.
Conversation 2. I'm after a book by Patrick White. It doesn't seem to be anywhere on the library shelves.
Which Patrick White are you after?
I think it's called The Tree of Life.
Do you mean The Tree of Man?
Yes, that's it, sorry. It's on the reading list for the first year Australian literature.
Yes, well, it's that on loan, I'm afraid. Would you like to reserve it for next week?
No thanks, I'll have to buy a copy.
So he said that he's looking a book, The Tree of Man. Actually, he said it's The Tree of Life, but really The Tree of Man. And he wanted it because it was on the reading list for today's curriculum, for today's first year Australian literature, blah, blah, blah. But she said that it's on loan, that the book is already given to someone else, okay, for some time. Alright? Now she asked him if he could reserve the book. Reserve means book. sorry. Reserve, okay, equals to have this book kept for you, so that no one else can take it. Alright? Now, here's the thing. When you reserve a book, you can also book a book. Alright? Book here, alright, that's a verb. Okay? A verb here, book, means you can reserve a ticket. Alright? So, ticket bookings are maybe on Saturday, Sunday, blah, blah, blah. Alright? Book a ticket. Of course, it's a bit ridiculous trying to book a book, so they use reserve a book. Okay? But book a ticket means you have one ready for you. You can also book a table at a restaurant. Book a table at a restaurant. Okay? So here we had the second conversation, and just a moment. All right, let's take a look or listen to the third conversation, and I'll mark the words used there.
Conversation 3.
Can I come in?
Sure, come in. Oh, hi Mariella. How's it going?
Oh, okay. But I've run into a bit of a problem with my economics essay topic.
Right, what's the problem?
Well, initially I wanted to do something on the slump in the IT industry, but I just haven't been able to get enough data. And so I was wondering if you'd be prepared to give me an extension until Wednesday week to get it finished.
Well, as long as you promise.
Okay, I'm sorry. I forgot to write extension here. Right? So And let me just delete this. Okay, go away, please. Yes. So, by the way, all right, you get a deadline, and if you don't finish something before that deadline, you can go to your professor and ask for an extension. An extension. Have I written it somewhere else? No. All right. So an extension is when you push the deadline back. So let's say next back here, I think we're on Sunday, right? So an extension, let's say I have a deadline tomorrow, Monday, to do something, right? I want to extend it, means to push the deadline back to next Tuesday or Thursday, all right? Make it later, extension. So that's what they talked about here, okay? And yeah, let's carry on.
Conversation 4.
Hi Frank, it's Greg here.
How are you doing?
Good mate. Doing anything this evening?
Yeah, I've got to finish my economics dissertation. Why?
It's just that there's a free barbecue on at the sports centre. Thought you might fancy coming along.
Look, I'd love to, but if I don't finish this assignment for Dr. Pollard tonight, I may as well give up economics. In fact, I may as well give up university. I only just scraped a pass in the first semester.
Oh, well, don't let me keep you from your books.
All right. So it appears that Greg is in a bind here, and hopefully he'll be able to finish his university well. He is writing a dissertation for Dr. Pollard. Dr. Pollard is another term to refer to a Professor Pollard. And he got a pass in the first year. All right, let's continue.
Track 14.
So it appears that, you have enough lexicon here, right? Please copy these in your time here. Okay, I said that this is not a vocabulary session, but here are some words that you will need, okay, in order to understand what they're talking about in section 3. It's usually about an academic topic, which is why all of these words are very important, exactly as these words here and here are important for section 2. Okay. How about we move on ahead? This one is another multiple choice question that can appear in section 2, but it's in section 3 as well. And since these are books, right, it's very likely that you'll see them in section 3 rather. Again, make sure to cross out any words that you might not, or you are sure that are not in the selection. Okay, but here I would believe that this is that not many books will be crossed out because these are separate occasions, okay, or separate topics that they need to talk about, maybe. But let's take a quick look here. Animal Farm. By the way, these are the names of a book. These are the names of books, so you don't have to understand what they are. Animal Farm. Better writing. Grammar in use, not use, that's a C, or an S, whatever you want, okay? So, grammar in use. Brighton Rock, I think that's a place in Britain, I'm not sure where. Okay, you don't have to be an expert on British culture to solve an IELTS test very well, okay? But it helps, Nelson Mandela and Pride and Prejudice. By the way, Pride and Prejudice is a novel. Anyway, let's carry on and take a look here. There is someone that will need 3 books. One, because the course needed from her, it's on her reading list, or it's on her, or it's one of her set text, or reading list. Let's pay attention now to the vocabulary. Set text and reading list. Let's get back. Here, the course requirement, and there's something else called personal study. What's the difference between personal study and pleasure, personal study is something that she needs to learn outside university. All right? Pleasure is something that she is trying to enjoy. It doesn't have to be something terrible or something that she needs to learn. Okay? So, let's play the recording now and take a look at these texts here. I'll play the recording all at once, and then we will analyze it after I had written the answers.
Good morning. Can I help you?
Good morning. Yes, I have a list of books that I'm looking for.
Okay. Tell me what they are, and I'll see if we have them in stock.
Right. Well, first of all, do you have a copy of George Orwell's Animal Farm? It's a set text for an exam I'm preparing for.
We do normally keep that one in stock. Let me just look it up on the computer. Yes, according to this, we have 3 copies in stock. It's over there, in the Modern Classics section.
Ah, yes, of course. That's where I found Brighton Rock last month. Thanks. And also, I'm an English student, and I have a few problems with English verbs and articles. So I'm looking for a book that I can refer to in my own time.
A very popular title we have is Grammar in Use, and we have plenty of copies in the Languages section. Or there's Better Writing, but it's a bit more expensive.
I'll go with your first suggestion, I think. Thanks. Now, there's another course book that I need. Pride and Prejudice. Oh, no. Wait a minute. I think I can get a second-hand copy of that.
That book's out of stock at the moment anyway.
Okay. And then there's my book club. That's just for my own amusement, of course. I think the next book we're discussing is a biography of Nelson Mandela.
Oh, I've just read that myself. It's great. It's over there with the non-fiction books. 3rd shelf, I think.
Thanks.
Okay, so the conversation was a bit complicated. Okay, they were talking about multiple books, but at least her accent was very nice. I believe that it's a bit of an Eastern European or Russian accent, very like Eastern European. But let's get back here to solving these 4. Again, we'll play the recording while solving. I'm just going to here, just a moment. Let's just take a quick look here at, okay. So, first, let's take a look here at the course requirements. A book that's required for the course is George Orwell's Animal Farm. A. Good. Next, for your personal study, I believe that it's Grammar in Use. Okay, but I'm not sure of the answer, to be honest. Let's listen to it again. Even I make mistakes. Come on. And finally, for your pleasure, or rather for her book club, she is taking a look at the biography of Nelson Mandela. And by the way, biography. It's not autobiography, it's not written by Nelson Mandela himself, but written by someone else. Let's play the recording again and see if we are right.
Good morning. Can I help you?
Good morning. Yes, I have a list of books that I'm looking for.
Okay. Tell me what they are, and I'll see if we have them in stock.
Right. Well, first of all, do you have a copy of George Orwell's Animal Farm? It's a set text for an exam I'm preparing for.
We do normally keep that one in stock. Let me just look it up on the computer. Yes, according to this, we have 3 copies in stock. It's over there, in the Modern Classics section.
Ah, yes, of course. That's where I found Brighton Rock last month. Thanks. And also, I'm an English student, and I have a few problems with English verbs and articles. So I'm looking for a book that I can refer to in my own time.
A very popular title we have is Grammar in Use, and we have plenty of copies in the Languages section. Or there's Better Writing, but it's a bit more expensive.
I'll go with your first suggestion, I think. Thanks. Now, there's another course book that I need. Pride and Prejudice. Oh, no. Wait a minute. I think I can get a second-hand copy of that.
That book's out of stock at the moment anyway.
Okay. And then there's my book club. That's just for my own amusement, of course. I think the next book we're discussing is a biography of Nelson Mandela.
Oh, I've just read that myself. It's great. It's over there with the non-fiction books. Third shelf, I think.
Thanks.
All right. I'm just going to play the second part.
Thanks. And also, I'm an English student and I have a few problems with English verbs and articles. So I'm looking for a book that I can refer to in my own time.
A very popular title we have is Grammar in Use, and we have plenty of copies in the languages section. Or there's Better Writing, but it's a bit more expensive.
I'll go with your first suggestion, I think. Thanks.
So, as we have noticed, okay, there are two books for practicing your English. There is just cancel this. There is Grammar in Use, and they have lots of copies. Or there is Better Writing, but it's more expensive. So she goes for the first book, Grammar in Use. Please listen to that one again.
Took last month, refer to in my own time.
A very popular title we have is Grammar in Use, and we have plenty of copies in the languages section. Or there's Better Writing, but it's a bit more expensive.
I'll go with your first suggestion, I think.
All right. So that concludes this part here. And let me just take a look here. Okay. Let's take a look here at what we understood so far. Okay. Something else I need to mention. Okay. Now they have crossed out, or we have crossed out, Pride and Prejudice because it's not included. But also cross out any answer you have chosen, as long as it's not, as long as something like this is not written. You can choose one answer more than once. Okay. Now, if this is not written, you can choose every answer. Sorry, it's more, as in more, not nor. Right? So you can choose one answer more than once. Okay? If this is not there, you can't choose any answer more than once. So once you've chosen a solution and are sure of it, just cross it out. That way we have less answers. C is Grammar in Use. They also mention Better Writing, so it's not here. Alright? So for E, the biography of Nelson Mandela, we have just Pride and Prejudice and those other two. So it becomes easier and easier to choose. Okay? If it's written, if it's not included in the answers, cross it out. If it is one answer, or if it is an answer, choose it and then cross it out as well. Alright? So this concludes our lesson for today. Right? During the lesson, we have reviewed what we should talk about, or what we have taken on in section 1, the first session. And then we have taken a look at section 2 and a part of section 3, right, in our second session. And for the next lesson, if we have luck, if we are lucky, we can cross over or go on to the reading section, which in my opinion is much or a bit difficult, especially the academic module. Okay, and we will continue sections 3 and 4 in the reading, in the listening exercise. Okay, please take care, and again, I see you during the next session. Thank you very much for watching.